Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk men's golf, and with us, head coach Kyle Wittenbach. And coach, first of all, welcome to the show, and congratulations on winning the GLIAC championship.
Thank you. Here she is. She looks good, doesn't she?
Obviously, this past weekend, an outstanding weekend for your team, 20th championship here in Ferris State golf history on the men's side, and maybe talk about what that accomplishment means and carrying on that tradition.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was 20. That's a lot. It was amazing. I talked to the guys on the green after we finished. It's been 8 years since we've been able to win one, and just to be able to do it again in the way that we did it was really special, and everyone there was just so happy.
At Bedford Valley Country Club down near Augusta and the Battle Creek area. Yeah. Maybe talk about the format and what it took to capture this championship with a unique format for the first time.
Yeah, so we tried to model, this is the first year doing this new format, we tried to model the national championship format that they do only in Division II. It's different in Division I. And there was a little bit of confusion about how that worked, especially with the live scoring. There's 5 players that play for each team, and there's a little bit of a snake draft that the coaches get to choose based on the seedings of the team during the qualifying section of the tournament. A snake draft, so the coaches are really interactive in that point, and they choose, who do you want to send out against what players and who has the advantages and this and that. So there's a little bit of strategy there. And then when the matches go out, they're 18-hole stroke matches. So that's the difficult thing because people are so used to hole matches, and that's what match play means. However, so they play the 18 holes just like a stroke play event. They finish everything out, and whenever it's said on the live scoring, so-and-so's 2 up through 3, they're not 2 holes up, they're 2 strokes up. And say if they double bogey the next hole and their opponent pars it, then the match would be even. So you can give up multiple strokes on each hole, and that format, and I'd never really played it this intensely, is really volatile and it's really hard. So most of me and my players were saying it's a difficult format because everything matters so much. And to even emphasize that even more, if the match goes 2.5 points, so if you win your 18-hole match and you shoot 72 and your opponent shoots 75, you win a point for your team. Now if you tie, you each get a half point, similar to match play. And so if any of the matches go 2.5, the tiebreaker is total strokes for all 5 players. So then again, even if you're getting drummed in a match and you're down 10 with 1 hole to go, if you finish 2.5, because maybe your teammates won their matches and one halved it, your strokes are going to be counted in that tiebreaker. So you still have to focus. So it's just really intense. It was really good. And it came down to the final hole in both the semifinal match against Grand Valley and against Ashland in the championship match. And it was just, I was pulling my hair out the whole day.
With a veteran team, 4 seniors that have obviously kind of been through this before a couple years ago when you went to the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
Maybe talk about how that helped you in this type of a situation.
Yeah, so all 4 of them. Our lineup this year I was just so pleased with it because we had all 4 players in the lineup from the national championship run 2 years ago, and also our 5th player is going to be named GLIAC Freshman of the Year. So we have a pretty tough group and probably the most experienced group of any of the teams. And I've always told people if I could get 5 29-year-olds on my college team, we'd win the national championship every year because there's something about age when it comes to high-level performance in golf that just correlates nicely. So that experience was huge. They were calm, they get it, they've done it before, they've been in all those situations, and just those experiences helped us through right to the end because they had to make putts that, I can hardly even watch as a coach as I'm standing there on the green holding the pin just thinking, I don't know how I'd make this putt, and they just would drill it right in the middle. So that was invaluable.
Obviously, the first 2 days, Friday, Saturday, the qualifying part of it, your team finished among the top 4 to move on and drew Grand Valley State in the semifinals. Maybe talk about that rivalry right there between 2 West Michigan schools with the winner moving on to the championship match.
Yeah, so they got off to a really hot start early in the year. They actually won their first 6 tournaments straight, which is almost unheard of. So they were dominating early on. We played about 10 tournaments in the regular season, 10 or 11. And in the last 5 events, we've won the last 3. So it's kind of been a give and take here and there, and we came in and everyone knew it was just going to come down to who did it the best on that day. And like I said, it came down to Jack Weller on the last hole of the final match, and it was you know, if he makes par, he wins. If he makes bogey, we probably go into a playoff. And he pulled out the par, and we got him by basically one shot.
Obviously a big win there, and then you didn't have a whole lot of time. You had to turn back around and face Ashland, who had been playing really well.
Yeah, they played really, really well. And this format is good for underdogs. It's kind of like, I would compare this format to NCAA March Madness. So it's not necessarily going to give you the best team as the champion every single year, but it's going to give you the hottest team, and it's going to be the most exciting way to do it. So, right, so everyone probably thought in the NCAA championship this year, Duke is the best team, but they can lose if, you know, a 12 seed or a 7 seed gets hot and just, you know, beats them in that round. So as opposed to it being stretched out over 54 or 72 holes, those matches that we play against each other are only 18. So it's a bit like a single elimination sort of game in basketball. And for that reason, teams like, you know, Ashland or, you know, whoever else can be hot that weekend and just upset everyone. So, and they played us tough in that last match, and it was close right up till the end, like I said. And I think that senior leadership just really helped us.
Obviously, you win the GLIAC championship, and now you move on. The NCAA selections will be announced later this week, and the Super Regional down in Hot Springs, Arkansas, here in the middle of May.
Yeah, so just about to get that all set up and get rolling. But yeah, we're going down to Arkansas in 10 days or so, and that's a 54-hole championship. The top 10 teams from our region play the top 10 teams from their region, and the top 6 will go to the national championship about a week and a half later in Glade Springs, West Virginia. So in our last ranking, we were around the 4 spot. We'll probably move up to around the 2 or 3 and in the region. So looking good. Guys are ready, playing great, and we're looking forward to it.
Obviously looking forward, I'm sure, to having another chance here in postseason play with this group of seniors.
Yeah.
Certainly they've had a lot of memorable accomplishments here in their career. What does it take here at this stage of the year maybe to keep them playing well?
I mean, I think we just did it. I think they know what they're capable of now. I think we needed to kind of struggle early on in the year and, you know, continually take second to Grand Valley and wonder, you know, we know it's there, where is it? And I think they really had to search over that period of time and over the winter and maybe these first few months or these first few weeks of the spring to really find, you know, what it takes, and they found it, and now we just show up and I get to watch and see what happens.
Well, Coach, congratulations again, and best of luck here in the NCAA championships.
Thanks, Rob.
That'll do it for Ferris Sports Update. A reminder, you can follow all the action online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. Have a great week.